about what actually happened?
Yeah, so, crazy one, to be honest with you. But happy that I was happy it went my way, man. Shout out to the guys at USATF and real roller coaster out there. I mean, what's a world championship without a little bit of drama? First we had that quote, now this, so here we are.
When did you learn about the disqualification?
So ironically, we're sat in the elimination chairs, and Samba goes like, where are our medals? And then Dos Santos was like, I think there's been a DQ. I was like, oh, dang, who got DQ'd? And he goes, I think it might be you. And I was like, what? And then the whole shift happened, and I was just trying to control my emotions down there because you work so hard to get here and make this team and go through an entire season, and then you finally win, and now that you're getting DQ'd because of hurdle 10. So I was just trying to figure out what exactly happened and what the ruling was. So went and spoke to some people in the crowd just to figure out, it was like, call Wallace. I didn't know what's happening. So they cleared it up, and it was just, you have to make an honest attempt to clear the hurdle, obviously. And anyone that runs the 400 hurdles knows when that lactic hits, it gets really tough. And running that fast through 8 it was bound to happen. So wish I would have cleared it because I think the time would have been fast had I not had that mishap. But I'm happy that I had enough cushion to have that little mishap.
But when you heard it, did you think it was like that was a fair DQ for shifting the hurdle or not?
I think had the hurdle impeded someone else, yes. But I hit the hurdle and it just stood right back up. So I'm not sure what the officials saw or...
Well, his hurdle came at an angle. Like, it moved from its original position.
Whose hurdle?
Nathaniel.
Ezekiel.
It moved?
Yeah.
Like how much?
What? A few inches forward? I mean, it shifted an angle like that a little bit.
He said it didn't bother him, though.
Yeah. He said in the mix zone he felt bad about DQ. But.
Yeah, like I said, I was just running my race and trying to get over that hurdle, and I mean, I wasn't intentional, obviously, but yeah, that's on me. Like, I should be clean over 10. Like, I never ever have that bad of a mishap coming home like that. But like I said, just running that fast and not putting yourself in that position throughout the season, it's bound to happen with that lactic and running that fast. So yeah.
Were you going for the world record tonight with how fast you were going out?
And I was going to win. Like, I just knew that I had to be damn near world record pace through 8. So my goal was just to run through 4. I went 12-3, which once I went 12-3, I just knew, okay, like I'm good now, because that's kind of been my mishap, is running that backstretch and stuttering down that backstretch and losing time. So once I did that, I was like, all right, put your foot in the ground and fucking run home. And I did that, and I was just running too fast. My body couldn't really keep up with what my mind was telling it to do. So that's why 14s came to 10, and that's why I had that big mishap.
What was it like hearing that in the midst of the celebration? I mean, you were wearing the crown and everything.
Well, I still had it on, and I took it off. And then I was like, man, get this camera out my face. But then I was like, you gotta chill, because I'm not out here just representing myself. I'm representing the entire United States and my family and this whole team. So I just had to keep my emotions in check and just really figure out what was going on. And like I said, there's nothing much I could do at that point but just wait for the ruling by the officials. And obviously it would really suck to like lose that way in a DQ after running 10 hurdles. But I'm happy that I was able to show some real restraint down there and some self-control.
Were you surprised that Carson was nowhere to be seen, especially after the last hurdle?
Yeah, I was like really. I thought he would have been there. I think over the years, Carson and I have been going back and forth, and we've established such a good rapport and respect for each other. Like, it sucks to see my guy not make the podium, but these things happen at these world championships, and I think, yeah, it really sucks to see. And he's had a great season, ran fast in Cilicia, so the expectation was to come out here and put on a great duel between both him and Dos Santos and Samba. So, yeah, things happen, and this sport's so freaking unforgiving, man. Like, you live by the sword and you die by it. So that's just all I can say.
This is the second championships in a row where he's charged out really hard at the beginning and then faded, and you were able to take advantage of that. Do you think think this is a shifting in y'all's rivalry, or do you think he just made strategic mistakes?
I'm not sure. I can't really speak to what his mentality was going in. Like, we've all seen Carson do that and run extremely fast. For example, Silesia ran a hell of a race there. So this sport, like, sometimes you have a good day and sometimes you have a bad day. And I think once you get to a world championship at this stage, as I said at USA's, is you can't make mistakes with these guys. Like, they will punish you. So, like I said, like, you live by the sword and you die by it. And, you know, one day, I mean, yeah, it's just really tough.
How did it feel to win back here in Tokyo after that race 4 years ago?
I mean, I won and then I didn't win, and then I won again. So I won twice tonight. So I guess I could retire from the fun. I'm just kidding. But no, it feels good. 4 years ago was, you know, drama again, but, you know, we ran so fast and I got second, and, you know, the tears were flowing. So to come back to this exact spot and flip the script and then have the whole drama again down there was like crazy. But you know, Tokyo is a really special place, and as much as I love it, I'm happy we're not coming back here for another championship in my career. So yeah.
Was that the most lactic you had ever felt at Hurdle 10?
Yeah, I would say so. Usually I don't really get a lot of lactic, but like I said, I was just so fast through hurdle 8 and 9, and, you know, my body hasn't been in that zone before, so, you know, it's only natural that it goes through that whole process. But I was happy that I put enough daylight between me and everyone else so that, you know, I was able to recover from that mistake, because I almost went down too. So staying on my feet and just gritting coming home was just a really tough one.
What was your thoughts when you hit the last hurdle? Was you afraid that someone will catch you up?
Hell yeah, I was like, shit, don't get caught. I was like, don't get caught. And I didn't want to look up at the Jumbotron, because that would have just made the situation even worse. But I was just praying. I was like hoping I don't get caught, man. But I think once I got like 5 meters before the line, I was like, yeah, I think I got this one.
Right, when Jasmine got a medal, what was that feeling like?
It was great. I mean, I saw what she went through this whole season with injuries and you know, just not being in a rhythm and you know, being in her head. And I tried to talk to her, and I'm just like, listen, you're here now. Like, don't try to change anything. Just do what you've been doing all season. And if it's one thing about Jasmine, she is a gamer. Like, she's gonna show up. She might have a rough season, but once those lights are on and she's in that final, she's going to run. So I'm really happy for her, training partner, and I try to give her as much advice as I can at times. I could be harsh, but I'm happy that, like, she listens and she understands. But, you know, I think that's just because of Coach Hayes and her great coaching and just having a well-rounded, like, support system around us.
Did you feel more free?
Like, I just stopped putting so much pressure on myself and focused on having fun and enjoying the sport, because I can't do this for, you know, a long time. So the mentality was to just come out and have fun, and the same thing here. Came out early, been hanging out with V, and no, it's just been great, man. I've been having fun, and I've just been being loose and just enjoying every step of the way and not really taking myself too seriously here.
Is that why you've gone to Europe and done some Diamond Leagues the last 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, this is the most I raced all year. Actually, in my career. Won't ever do that again, because it was tough going into USA's. Going into pre and USA's, like, I was dealing with some quad issues from 23, so, you know, I was able to quell that and come back and get some good work in and be able to come out here and win was just great. So I won't be racing too much next year, but I told Noah he better watch out, because I am running the 2 next year and the 4. So that's
No
my
hurdles?
announcement. No hurdles next year.
So you're going to
Whoa.
try Sydney.
I can't try. Sid McLaughlin's the GOAT, man. I can't. But like I said, like, you know, I'm gonna run the 2 and the 4 next year and have some fun and shake things up. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.